So here we go, the start of our 25K build-off with my Nissan 350Z, and today we're going to be installing my Recaro seats. We want to make sure that we get those stock seats out of the car because we're going to be jumping around, bouncing around, and we need something to hold us nice and tight into this 350Z. We're going to be doing a couple power adders. The first that we're going to do is an AEM intake. We're not doing cold air, we're going to actually keep it up in the engine bay so that we don't get any of that dirt, rocks, debris, anything like that, clogging up our filter. Even though we have a nice cover for it, making sure that it stays nice and fresh, putting all the power down that we can with this V6. On that note, I think Tuerck's first mod that he has to do is put a new engine in his FRS, so he's got a little bit of work cut out for him. Sometimes when you buy a used car, you run into problems that you don't really see, and so he's going to have to deal with that one.
Yes, he is. He's going to have to deal with it.
Obviously, when you're buying a used car, you can run into these problems, which is why I was really happy to find mine as a used track car. It might have a little more abuse on it, but I did see it run and drive. And just like any new or used car, you want to go through and change all the fluids. So we're going to be doing engine oil and trans oil and, of course, differential oil. We're going to be doing cooling system, upgraded radiator from Mishimoto to keep those engine temps down. We're bouncing that thing off the limiter. And so once again, we're just going to be making sure that everything is filled up, topped off, tight and right, fresh filters, so that we don't have any issues pop up like, man, Tuerck over there. Listen to that belt squeal!
Chris and I are always working on a million things through email, phone calls, either in the shop, out of the shop, on the road, whatever. And this is one of those really cool things that finally came to fruition. Working with my sponsor, SuperTech, for the 2JZ. They just started making pistons in the exact dimensions and compression and bore size that I wanted. And they laid my logos on here. Looks really rad, I'm pumped. These are brand new from SuperTech and available for 2JZs now. Cannot wait to get these in one of my engines. Last thing I want to do is pull the stupid engine out of this car, and everything was going wrong. Car wouldn't start. I had to drive all the way down to San Diego to go get the other engine for this thing yesterday. I don't know, probably took about 10 hours. 10 hours of my day yesterday picking up a goddamn motor. The cool thing though is that the motor that I'm putting in this is the original motor that came out of the GT4586. So this is going to have the original transplant from the GT4586 chassis. It's still an underpowered 4-cylinder, but we're going to make some power in it. It's going to be sweet. So the new engine costs $1,500, which is a deal. Low mileage engine, and I got the trans and whatnot with it. So hopefully it's just the drop and replace.
Got a gusher right in the eye, dude. This is what happens when you take an engine out of a car, right?
For sale, who wants to buy it?
Alright, here we are, day one, D1 China. Today will be the first day that I have driven with the DOS system, so it's computer generated scores, no judges. It's all based on how hard you flick the car, how fast you're going, how many G's you're creating essentially. So, let's see how we do.
stuff. D1, round 1, finished, I think, 8th place, something like that. We got top 8. Got knocked out by Taiwanese driver. He was pretty solid. He was fast. He drubbed us here. Got a little into us on the last corner. Gave us a bump, but on my chase, I got a little washout in turn 1 with the big girl. But overall, it was good. We had a nice pull in top 16 against Charles Ng, and took him out, stuck with him pretty well. But we're looking to see, what kind of improvements we can do on the car. See you then.
From a killer weekend at Grid Life, which is 3 full days of thrashing on our cars. So this thing has been put through the ringer. She's a little beat up right now and needs probably 2 or 3 days worth of work to get her cleaned up, but that's all right. We can start on her. We got plenty of time till the next event. And it's just awesome when you're having that much fun with your homies and there's so many good drivers all together in one place. That's like not a competitive atmosphere. We usually just let it hang out even harder on track and just have all the fun. It's amazing running tandem like that and just not having pressure and running 5 cars deep, 6 cars deep, and rain or shine, we're there to put on a show for the fans, and we did that. I started pouring at a couple points during the weekend, and we just went out there like it was dry and had a good time shredding regardless. She's looking pretty beat up right now, but that's just the cost of hanging out with your homies and letting it all hang out on a track. We made it out of the shop.
I know, finally.
Woo! I don't know if we really take this for granted or not. It's more or less we don't get the time to do this, but we are here in Laguna at the beach.
Yeah, we came down here because we wanted to meet up with our buddy Austin Keene. Super sick skimboarder. He was showing us the moves.
All right, Ryan, Chris, these are going to be your raid weapons for today. We have a double wrap carbon fiber EPS core skimboard. Very stiff, very light.
I remember that.
Best tool you can have, Exile skimboards coming out here in the ocean. So I'll get mine and we'll go get out there.
It up.
I got some raspberries on my knees.
Oh yeah, I got a couple there too, you know.
On my
We're going down. Yeah, we're going down
back.
left and right. Oh, that's a good one right there. No, it was super fun and just like nice to get out of the shop, like you said.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hang out with our buddies on the beach, playing some spike ball, doing some skimboarding. So,
yeah, I'm looking to get a bigger. I'm gonna roast myself a little longer in the sun. I'm looking
for
for
some sunblock.
Looking for some blisters.
More sunblock would be good. No, that's a good test. Yeah. But,
this is the Laguna chill spot.
That's it.
And I think we're just gonna keep doing this from here on out. So get used to it.
Beach out.
Beach out.
That's the new show.
All right, this is my buddy Aaron Colton. I haven't seen you in a while, dude. You've been up to a lot, which is awesome. I remember we used to do some demos back in the day, and I used to see you riding a lot. Stunt riding and overall amazing two-wheel magician. This is the van. I know this hauls a lot of your stuff. The thing is awesome, and why don't you tell us about it before we check it out?
Yeah, so this right here is a 2012 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter, almost 200,000 miles deep from the dealer lot, brand new. I did a
That's ridiculous.
You did an interior build on the whole thing because especially right when I built the thing, it was a lot of living and traveling at the same time.
Yeah.
Now it's mainly to get from point A to point B, hauling all the bikes and having a good time, but I'll give you a quick tour.
Awesome, man. Let's check it out.
You got your folding bed set up, toolbox, inverter, stereo system. There's 4 deep cycle batteries on with a 2,000 watt inverter. All my amenities from storage overhead, microwave, LED lighting, sound system going throughout the whole thing,
Awesome,
kind of
dude.
gear staging area.
Yeah.
And then I also built a garage into the back of the thing.
Let's check out the business, dude.
It's a Triumph Daytona 675R. It's a 3-cylinder. This thing rips. It's 361 pounds as it sits in freestyle trim, so it actually lost weight from the showroom floor with
Yep.
what I've added.
Should we see this thing rip or what?
Yeah.
Aaron, that was sick, dude. Awesome reunion here. Thanks for coming by. Put on a little demo for us here at Race Service.
No worries, dude. I'd happily come by anytime if I get to check this place out.
Yeah, dude. We need some motorcycles in this car place. So
I got a few I could put on loan.
So anyway, thanks again for coming by.
Yeah,
That
no
was
worries,
rad,
dude. Thank you.
And we'll see you soon. If what you have has an engine, it could use a tune-up. A gum-out multi-system tune-up. Are you thinking this is only for old suspect engines? Wrong. This is for all engines. Some are just more insane than others. Keep it proper, make the pour.
Well, we're here in New Jersey and we are doing the first ever Blackout beer review, and I think it is customary that I am part of this since I am a beer savage. Ryan, of course, Chris, and then we got Rusty, who is the Blackout Gum Out marketing guy, but he's also a beer connoisseur. So without further ado, we're going to try some beers, we're going to sample some, we're going to have some fun. All right, so Rusty, why don't you open your beer?
First we have Asbury part. So
Asbury?
Asbury.
Oh,
Not Asbury.
yeah.
Very chocolatey, very smooth.
Thumbs up. Double.
Thumbs up.
Forsberg, go.
All right, so we got Tuckahoe Brewing Company with a Quatrain India Pale Ale. What do you know? It's very hoppy. That's right. Yeah, I was gonna say he fires me off way too off the scale.
How's that sit? That's good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Good.
For a non-IPA fan, I will give it a thumbs up.
All right, I'm up. I have the catch of the day, or the fresh catch.
Fresh catch.
Real bits of lobster.
It's really chewy and crunchy.
Do you dip it in butter first?
All right, I'll give it a thumbs up.
I got the shandy. I got
Oh,
like the.
dude, give me that thing.
There we go. I want to be on a boat immediately. Thumbs up, perfect. Again, what's your favorite beer? The cold and wet one, and the one that's in your hand. So this one's good.
Bonus round!
Bonus round.
So one has been shooken, one will explode, the other 3 will not.
1, 3.
Okay.
1, 2.
In your face, Ryan. Mine was a shook one.
Oh, yours was?
Yeah, he just sprayed me regardless. Here's the Bud Light Platinum, dudes.
Platinum.
Cheers to the
Brew review.
That's it, she says. This beer's terrible.
It is.
I already got enough.
All right, we made some good progress on my 25K build-off car. I didn't really plan on doing an engine swap, but here we are in the engine bay. The engine's out, the old one's out, and I picked up the new engine from Huddy Motorsports, which is the one that is actually from the GT4586 that we pulled out for the Ferrari motor. And we're going to be putting that one in here, which is a known good engine with about like 25,000 miles on it. And it came out running and super solid, so we're going to plug that in, and fingers crossed it all works out. And then I'll be back to square one, and we'll make some more progress from there. As you can see, Forsberg is not here right now, since he didn't really have to do the kind of work that I did. He decided to head off to the East Coast to join the Club Loose Boys for East Coast Bash and have a blast testing actually his pro car as well as ripping his missile car. So I know he had a good time doing that. But for now, we're sending you off. The next episode, we'll be putting a fresh motor in this thing and doing a lot more modifications with suspension, wheels, tires, seats, harnesses, and everything, all the other modifications we plan on doing to make these things into some off-road rally machines. All right, you guys have been real quiet on the questions and comments, so we need to hear some questions, whether it's negative, you guys want to talk some shit, or if you want to hit us with some PMA, some positive mental attitude, we love that. So leave your questions and comments below, and we'll do our best to answer them all.